when you thought it was your fault. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, like, subscribe, and share. So, when you were in the relationship with the toxic person, you thought it was your fault. You see, they were brainwashing you. They were manipulating you. They were telling you that it was your fault. And you were so invested in that relationship and so reliant upon a person who turned out to be toxic, maybe even narcissistic, that you were believing in their words. The more they continue to beat you down and gaslight you and give you the silent treatment and punish you for being you, the less of yourself you maintained. This is the relationship where you lost your identity. You became a shell of yourself. You became an extension of this person. And you did what they wanted, how they wanted you to do it, when they wanted you to do it. And if you didn't do it, you would be punished. If you did do it, you'd be punished anyway. You see, you can't win when you're in these relationships with these people that are going nowhere fast. You can't win when you are in a relationship with a person who has a void, and they know, the person that you're considering, they know that that void can only be filled momentarily or short term. You can't win when you are in a relationship and you are committed, you are invested, you are authentic, transparent, and you are supporting another person who turns out to be your nemesis, your arch enemy, your abuser, your manipulator, and a person who never, and I mean never, cared about you even for a moment. You may think right now, as you're scratching your head saying, well, he's right, but not only how does he know this, but why would somebody get in a relationship with another person if all they're going to do is manipulate and abuse them? You need to understand a few things. One, the narcissist or toxic people, they blend into the fabric of society. Think about it. Where is the narcissist? They're everywhere. Did you know this before? Of course you didn't. You were giving to a fault and you were treating everybody the same way, most likely. And the narcissists, plural, until you met the apex predator, the narcissist that spun your world upside down, they were continuing to pick you apart. They were continuing to give you little digs here and there and backhanded compliments or underhanded compliments or things that they would just say to you, oh, I was just joking, things like that. Well, this is what you experienced most of your life. And you couldn't figure it out. You couldn't wrap your head around the fact that why was it always you? Why were you always the person who was being targeted? Let's say you were in high school or university or even a little bit later. Well, you had a group of friends. Well, and you were probably the one person who was different than everybody else. And you may say, you're right. How do you know that? I know it because that was me. You see, you're different than everybody else. Not everybody goes through the narcissistic abusive cycle. Not everybody goes through it and heals properly. Not everybody goes no contact and blocks the narcissist. You are one of the people that have done all three. You were in the cycle, you're out, you've healed, or you're healing, and you've gone no contact. No contact is one of the most important things you will ever take when it comes to reclaiming your independence, your solidarity, your purpose, your clarity, your future, and more. No contact works. Now, is it the solution? No, it's not. Is it a big stepping stone to help you get everything back and more that you lost to the narcissist? Absolutely. Will going no contact send a clear, succinct message to the narcissist that you want nothing to do with them? Yes, it will. Will this be the first time that somebody goes no contact or blocks the narcissist? Not even close. The narcissist is a pro. I'm talking a professional on dating apps, on social media platforms, on reading people if they're invested or not. You remember, the narcissist is a predator. And all they need to do, as far as they're concerned, is slither their way through life looking for people who are naive, who are vulnerable, who are unsuspecting, and who don't know who they are. Well, that's not you any longer. You now know that toxicity has two legs and it walks just like you do. You now know that toxicity can talk out of both sides of their mouth. You now know that toxicity isn't loyal. You now know that toxicity was the person. Yes, I'm interchanging toxicity with the narcissist for this part of the video. They're the person or people who had you doubting yourself. This is why you were always believing it was your fault and that you were doing things wrong. When you thought it was your fault, it's because you could never catch a break when you were in that relationship. If you were on time, let's say you're going to pick up the narcissist on a Saturday at whatever time it is, 5 o'clock, you're going to pick them up. Well, if they were on time, they would have told you that you should have been there 30 minutes earlier because they were waiting for you. If you were late, if you were late, they would have given you a hard time. If you were on time, they would have said, well, you should have been here at a different time. No matter what you did, it wouldn't be good enough, is what I'm trying to share. It's the same thing with the food. You go to a restaurant, you were with the narcissist. whatever you ordered, they're going to tell you, oh, I wouldn't get that. That really wasn't. That's one of my friends had that 2 weeks ago, who probably was a supply source that they were cheating on you with. And they got a bellyache, so I wouldn't eat that. But then again, now that I'm thinking about this, because I create my videos all in real time, of course, with no script. And I know a lot of you are like, why do you keep saying that? I say it because AI's here, and there are so many carbon copy channels. Every time I post a video, there's 30 different channels out there using my words with some other person's voice. But as I'm sharing this part of the video, I'll just share it. The more I think about it, if you're at that restaurant and you were with the narcissist and the person they were cheating on you with got sick because you ordered the clam linguine with clam sauce, but that's what they ordered a couple months ago or weeks ago, whenever it was, they would want you to order that. Why? You got it now, because they want you to get sick. Now you're understanding. You see, this person you're thinking about, they never had your best interest at heart. They don't have the ability to love. They have no empathy. They were playing the long game, and they were dragging that relationship out that you were a part of as long as they possibly could, as long as you were paying their way through life, or raising their kids, or supporting them, or paying bills, or cooking, cleaning, driving, and planning vacations, and whatever else you do. As long as you were providing the utility you were providing, that person would maintain the mask to whatever level they wanted to and keep you around. Well, once they got what they wanted, or once there was no need for you any longer, that's when the discard happens. And remember, every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. Every one of these relationships end. And most of these relationships end with the one person having no idea what just happened to them and the other person slithering off onto other sources of supply. The other person is the narcissist. The person who had no idea what happened to them was me, and it was you. Once you get the wisdom, you need to close the chapter of the book on the narcissist and go no contact and block them, delete them, remove all flying monkeys, people associated with them, and on and on and on. But what you need to understand, specifically now in this day and age, yes, you know what year we're in, and the third month of the year is almost finished. Having said that, you need to understand this wasn't your fault. There's not one more thing you could have done. You couldn't have done anything better if you tried. You could have, if there were 28 hours or 30 hours in a day, and there's only 24, if there were, you could have still stayed up and done everything you can for the extra 5-6 hours in every day. It wouldn't have been enough. You could have owned your own country. It wouldn't be enough. You could have owned your own solar system. It wouldn't be enough. See, the narcissists knew this. They also knew they placed you in the devaluation stage, or the trauma bond, or the narcissistic fog. And they also knew that you didn't know where you were. So it was insurmountable advantage narcissist. You didn't have a chance. You really didn't. I didn't either. But what happened? A funny thing along the way happened. You made it. I made it. We're out. We are strong. We are healing or healed. And we are now paying it forward to those loved and trusted ones around us. And we are helping the collective consciousness maintain their boundaries, get boundaries, implement boundaries, go no contact with the narcissist, and understand that that wasn't their fault. The narcissist wanted to dump all their toxicity into you and virtually into anybody who would get too close to them. The narcissist cannot introspect. They cannot be authentic. They can't be accountable. They're not going to be genuine or forthright or committed or honest or any of those words which are all of the words that you are. What they wanted to do was use you as a beard, if you will, a beard, which means a person to make them blend into society for whatever length of time you were with them. Then maybe you had kids, maybe you had a couple houses, beach homes, skiing. I don't know what you did. Whatever you did, it made it seem like you and that person were in a loving, healthy, stable, two-way reciprocal relationship. Maybe you had kids. I don't know what you did or what you didn't do. But the truth of the matter is that was the illusion. That was the appearance. That was the house of cards. That was the foundation built on quicksand that was going to fall apart at one point. The narcissist knew this. You never knew it. I didn't either. And to the exterior, all the people that were watching what was going on from afar and up close with you and the narcissist, a lot of those people were toxic themselves. Think about this one. Who checked in on you post-relationship? That's right. Probably nobody. Think about it. Think about this. Let's say you were in a relationship with the narcissist. Let's say you married them, hypothetically. You didn't have to. Let's say you did. Let's say you're with them for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Think of all the barbecues you had, all the parties, all the holidays, all the celebrations, graduations, all the times you were sick, all the times other people were sick and you would nurse them back together, and all the trials and tribulations and the experiences of life. Over 30 years, hypothetically, you were married to the narcissist for 30 years. Think of all you did for not only the narcissist, but for their immediate family members and your extended family members, and for your immediate family members and friends and colleagues and neighbors and coworkers. And think of everything you did, not what they did, what you did. That's a pretty big list, isn't it? You're damn right it is. It's a huge list. Then when the relationship ends, because they all ended, it ended like this, discard. Where were those people? They vanished. Poof, they were gone. Why do you think they vanished like that? Because they were listening to the narcissist. They were listening to the smear campaign. They were watching your life implode. They never lifted a finger to help you out. They never said a word to you. They didn't support you. They weren't there when the relationship ended. What they did is grab their popcorn, get a front row seat, and watch your life implode, and probably, most likely, gave more attention and energy to the smear campaign or watching you flail and fall apart than they would their own life. Now, you may say, that's a little rough. No, it's not. It's real. It's what happens with everybody. It's what happens on the planet. But what all of those people don't understand is their life will go sideways just like yours did, just like mine did. Everybody's life goes sideways eventually. Do I wish our lives went sideways? Absolutely not. I wish we all would live a peaceful, abundant, authentic, honest life. But that's not the way it is on this planet, at least not in this day and age. So having said all those things, nobody checked in on you. So think about all you gave, not only to the narcissist, but to all these other people. And I'm using that 30-year example as an example. It could be 1 year, could be 6 months, could be 10, whatever it is. But think about that. You gave everything and more. There isn't one more thing you could have done different. That relationship was going to end when it ended. And the narcissist did know it. Now, having said all those things, you need to unwind the fact that when you thought it was just you, it wasn't just you. The narcissist wanted you thinking it was just you. The narcissist wanted to isolate you. They wanted to abandon you. They wanted to punish you. They wanted to blame you. They wanted to trick you, to trap you. They wanted to make sure that no one else had access to you. The narcissist did not want you to put two and two together. They never wanted you to heal. They didn't want you to figure out who they were. They did not want you to rise to the ashes like a phoenix. They didn't want this. Your beautiful, bright, shining light. There it is, coming through the video at exactly 12:21 on the video mark. That is you. That is me. That's what the narcissists try to take from you. And again, they failed miserably, and they know it. Now, again, I've shared this for a couple weeks now, videos. I'm going to touch on it now, and I'm going to close the video. There is an energetic shift happening on this planet right now. I mentioned this 5 years ago when I created the channel, which was March 31st, 2021. Coming up on 5 years, this Tuesday, it'll be 5 years of me creating videos. I've got over 5,100 videos, and I'll have another probably 10 times that before I'm finished with all this. Having said that, the whole point of what I'm sharing with you is the narcissist knows what they're doing. They do it deliberately, they do it intentionally, and they tried to take that from you. They tried their best to extinguish that. They couldn't do it. They had you blaming yourself. They had you feeling sorry for yourself, and they had you wondering, what more could you have done? There is not one more thing you could have done. You could have not given them any more money, any more time, any more guidance, any more help. There's nothing you could have done. This is why the narcissist is a master manipulator. And you may think, well, yeah, you say that a little frequently. Why are you giving them credit saying they're a master? What they are is a master disaster. Yeah, that's what they are. They're a walking, ticking time bomb. They're a doomsday machine. All they do is feed off of people's emotions, energy, ideas, thoughts, purpose, relationships, health, hobbies, and more. All they want to do is consume people, crush them, crumble them up, spit them out on the freeway, throw them away, wash, rinse, repeat, whatever that thing is. But you have to remember, when you thought it was your fault, it was never your fault. Imagine this for a quick second. Imagine that the person you're considering, the person you were in a relationship with, that they were healthy. They were healthy. You and I don't meet. Same with me. I don't create a channel. Live kumbaya. Everything's happily ever after. White picket fence like Disney. That is not reality. What's reality is the narcissist is everywhere. They're a predator. They want to blame everyone. They want to misdirect everyone. They want to misrepresent themselves. And they want to misinform the peanut gallery. Yes, the flying monkeys, the enablers, all the people that are subservient to them. And all they want to do is orchestrate the demise of the next person's life. But I'm going to tell you this. I shared this 5 years ago. I'm going to share it again. The narcissist is running out of places to hide. That light, just like right now, it's getting brighter and brighter in the video. That is beginning to disinfect the planet. from narcissism. Think about what I'm sharing with you. The disinfectant is the beautiful, bright, shining light. The disinfectant is going no contact. The disinfectant is knowing it wasn't just you, and it certainly wasn't your fault. The disinfectant is allowing the sunshine to radiate all around you, to permeate every pore of your body. I'm not talking literally, I'm talking spiritually, energetically. And the purpose or the path is to close the chapter of the book on that person, the parasite, the narcissist. Do not ever, and I mean ever, give toxicity even 1 second of your life. You must go no contact. You must realize when you thought it was your fault, and that's what I thought too. I thought it was me. Why am I the only person that's having problems with this one person? Well, it wasn't just me. It was everybody, but I didn't know it. You didn't know it either. Now that you do, you need to realize it's the narcissist. They are the common denominator, and they know what they do. If you think for a minute they don't, you need to think again. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the sunny Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. And a few things. There is a insurmountable, massive, huge energetic shift happening on this planet right now. And you may say, yeah, I hear you say that, but I don't feel it. You will. And if you're one of the other people that says, yeah, I feel it, but I'm not really sure what's going on, hold on tight. If you're one of the people who was trapped, who was, or maybe even is right now, trapped in a narcissistic relationship, and you're out or you're working your way out, this is going to go very, very well for you in the future when you heal. You must heal. You must be patient, take your time, practice stoicism, journal, meditate, watch videos, write, read, heal childhood wounds, and see a therapist if you can find one that knows what they're talking about. And you need to really have a small footprint. Once you get to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of a difference, which is where I am, and all of the many, many people, I'm not going to put a number on it today, that have arrived at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of a difference. Once you get there, you will see what I see. And you know why I'm sharing with you, and I've done it for the last few weeks, about the energetic change, the energetic shift? It's because with all the fruits of my labor over the last 5 years, technically it's my whole life, but I'm referring to this last 5-year part of the journey. So many people I've worked with over the years are texting me, having sessions, emailing me, and letting me know that everything I told them not only was true, but they're standing up there with me. And they're now seeing exactly things the way I see them. What is this that I'm referring to? It's the healing path. And the healing path is where you are. You're on it. Whether you know it or not, you are on the same healing path as I am. We are all headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. Once you understand that you can do whatever you want to on this planet, and that toxicity should be nowhere near you, sky's the limit. Remember, that's you. That's the beautiful, bright, shining light. And it's within you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.